We're going to use the vacuum cups. You know that we have a course directed towards this, so all the contraindications apply here as well. Okay, so let's put them on hold for the time being and just show you some of the sequences that we can use for ITB. Now, as far as doing massage on the ITB, I'm not a fan of it. I've actually had it myself and it really never made any difference apart from it really hurt. But using the vacuum cupping does make a big difference because we are lifting the tissue and moving it around. So we're actually looking at trying to mobilise the fascia or the superficial fascia, and we can have an effect onto that ITB as well. I tend to focus in and around the hip, so we've done our dry needling, done our soft tissue work. Now we're doing our vacuum cupping. We're going to come and work along the edge of the ITB and the vastus lateralis. We're going to come round to the back and pick up the edge of the vastus lateralis, the ITB, and even a little bit into the biceps fem as well. So that will be the sequence that we go. Now, once again, really important how much pressure you put into your client's cups before you use them, so you need to test where you're at. Always start with one pump first and go from there. We're going to use the Premax lotion because that's a really slippery viscosity, so that's what we want to be able to glide using these cups. If we have something that's a little bit too thick and a little bit grabby, then we just don't get the benefits from the cupping that we want. So just moving backwards and forwards, this is the testing to see how we go. We've got right on top of the graded trochanter right here, so we're going to work out and down and around from here. So this is how we're going to work. We're going to work backwards and forwards across the tissue, so we're going to pick up all the tissue into the gluteal, so all that superficial fascia. We're going to work all the way up to the glute medius. We're going to come back and around to glute max at the back here, back over again. So you can see that the sequence that we're using there. Okay, so we're working across the hip and picking up all that gluteal fascia. And you know, let's face it, it's a bit of a roundabout because it all comes in and blends at that graded trochanter. Even some of the deep fascia, because we have anywhere there's joints, we have superficial and deep fascia coming in together. Okay, now we can start to make the journey down towards and along the length of that vastus lateralis and ITB, coming all the way down anteriorly, dropping back over, picking up the posterior, and then back up like so. Okay, and around, back over again, and do the same again. So that's the sequence that we want to run through. So you need to be sure that your clients can handle that pressure. So I'm only on one pump. As it starts to free up and you get a lot more freedom with it, then you can start to increase the pressure. Now, come down below the graded trochanter. Now we can start to work across the ITB itself. So I'm going to work backwards, forwards across that ITB. So we're picking it up, not only at the edges here, but also across the actual tissue itself. Okay, so down. And what you will find a lot of the time is as you come down further, you'll lose a lot more